What's up, Lumio's Trainers? Lumio's Trainer Zach here. Remember that game that was announced at the end of the Pokémon Tournament Deluxe trailer? Yup, I'm talking about Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. As of the making of this video, not much is known about these new games besides it being an alternate story taking place in the world of Sun and Moon. At the very least, we know these games will take place in the Alola region again. Now what's interesting about that is that usually when we return to a region, they typically include older legendaries that couldn't be caught in the original versions. So today, I'll be counting down the top 10 legendaries that could return in Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. A lot of these choices might have legendaries grouped together. That's because most legendaries are part of a trio of some sort, so it'd be kinda dumb to give each one their own specific spot. Alright, if you're excited for this video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't. And with that out of the way, let's get started. Number 10. Manaphy. What? Manaphy's not a legendary, stupid. It's a mythical Pokemon. Yeah, whatever, dude. Mythical, Ultra Beast, Guardian Deity, they're all legendaries to me, so get over it. The reason I put Manaphy on the list is because the Alola region would be a great place to find it. The only way you could get a legit Manaphy that isn't through Mystery Gift is by transferring over its egg from a Pokemon Ranger game to Diamond and Pearl. That was over 10 years ago. It's about time we get an up-to-date way to getting a legit Manaphy. The way this could be done is by having a side quest where you have to go deep in the seas of Alola to find its egg. Or it could even be given to you by the Aether Foundation in the post-game. It could be that they found one and have been taking care of it in their Pokemon Sanctuary ever since, but decided to give it to you once you became champion. I know it's weird to have a mythical Pokemon available in-game, but they did this with the Deoxys and Oras and made it part of the story, so the same can be done for Manaphy. By the way, this isn't the only mythical Pokemon on this list, so deal with it. Number 9. Cresselia. Okay, my reasoning for this one is obvious. Cresselia's got this whole moon theme going on. I mean, it's classified as the lunar Pokemon for crying out loud, so it better be available in these games. Especially in Ultra Moon. Just like most legendaries, it will be found in the post-game. The way it's found in Black 2 and White 2 is kinda random. You just gotta take the Lunar Wing to Marvelous Bridge and it shows up. What if something similar happens in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon? If you were able to get the Lunar Wing, I can imagine you taking it to somewhere like Pony Plains during the nighttime. It doesn't really matter where you can find it. It can be a roaming Pokemon for all I care. I just want this moon-related Pokemon to be in the alternate versions of Sun and Moon. It's just gotta be in those games. It'd be like not having Solrock and Lunatone in those games. Oh wait. Number 8. The Tower Duo. Alright, I love these guys to be in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. They would fit right in. At least 2 major towns in the Alola region have been confirmed to be inspired by Johto. These legendaries would be right at home. I can see you having to go to the Melee Garden to catch Ho-Oh. It'd be flying around that yellow tower. This is because Melee City is inspired by Ecruteak City, the city where Ho-Oh's home, the Bell Tower, is located. As for Lugia, it can literally be anywhere that has water. The games can even introduce a new area that you have to surf around, and that's where you'd find the big guy. But if that's not the case, it could still be in Melee Garden, since it has lots of water there too. Plus, in the lore of Johto, it explains that the burnt tower was originally Lugia's home until it was destroyed, and that's why it moved to the World Islands. So with the fully functioning tower over at Melee Garden, I can definitely see Lugia making that its new home. These legendaries can be version exclusives. Ho-Oh in Ultra Sun and Lugia in Ultra Moon. Yeah, that works. Number 7. Jirachi. Jirachi's a Pokemon that's all out space. It's got this whole shooting star Wishmaker theme going on, which would be perfect for these games. Besides getting it via Mystery Gift, the only way you can get one is by completing the Pokemon Channel game and then transferring it over to Ruby and Sapphire. Oh, by the way, that was only for Japan. So Sun and Moon can change this by giving us a legit Jirachi. Just like how I wanted a legit Manaphy. Jirachi could be obtained during a post-game event where a meteor crashes into Mount Hokulani. This won't be just any meteor though, it would be a Jirachi in disguise. This would be the perfect place to catch it since it has the huge observatory for space watching or whatever, and it's even home to a bunch of space-related Pokemon like Minior, Clefairy, and Beldum. So if you're watching Game Freak, get on it! These are some good ideas here. Number 6. The Forces of Nature. To be honest, I don't really like these Pokemon. Not because I have something against Unova, it's just that I've always had to struggle catching them, so that memory will forever be stuck in my head. But even though I don't like them that much, I can totally see these guys being in Alola. This trio is called the Forces of Nature, so they definitely belong in the nature-filled Alola region. They would most likely be roaming like they were in their first games, which I hate. But it would be a little more interesting than that. Instead of roaming around the entire Alola region, these weather genie animals could be roaming around specific islands. Maybe not Melee, but the other three for sure. We could have Tornadus on Akala, Thunderous on Ula Ula, and once you get both, you have access to Landorus on Pony. Sounds great! Number 5. The Swords of Justice. Alright, going from a trio of legendaries that I don't like so much to a trio that I do like. The Swords of Justice are known to protect Pokemon and nature, and even fight against humans if they become a threat to them. I don't know about you, but that reminds me a lot of Tapu Bulu and the fact that it destroyed the thrifty Megamar on Ula Ula Island because it was built on sacred ground. If you haven't got it by now, Alola is a region that's all about nature. Even in the cities, they make roads that cater to ride Pokemon, so this would be a great region to have the return of the Swords of Justice. It could be that they sense the threat of the Ultra Beast and have made their way to Alola because of it. So as you play through the game, you might randomly encounter them in your adventure, like you did in Black 2 and White 2. This would be so cool. I imagine Virizion to be at the Lush Jungle, Terrakion at the Vast Pony Canyon, and Cobalion at 10 Carat Hill. It would be cool if you catch these guys right before you do the Ultra Beast side quest. That way, you can have an epic battle between the Ultra Beast and the Swords of Justice. Number 4. Heatran. Okay, this one is totally obvious. Heatran at Willow Volcano Park. Every single game Heatran makes an appearance in, he's found at a volcano. So duh, he's gotta be in Alola's volcano. It's kind of a shame that this huge volcano doesn't really serve much of a purpose after Kiawe's trial. I mean, you do go there to get Nihilego, but that's pretty much it. So adding Heatran here will give you a reason to try to return to the top again. Well, that one was quick. Next! Number 3. The Tau Trio. Okay, I'm sure a lot of you saw this one coming. At first glance, it might seem weird to have the Tau Trio appear in Ultra Sun and Moon, but if you're thinking like that, you're probably overlooking a pretty obvious hint. When these games were first teased, we were introduced to the new forms of Solgaleo and Lunala. Now what's interesting about these new forms, or how Nintendo likes to call it, new Pokemon, is that they look like a fusion between Solgaleo and Necrozma and Lunala and Necrozma. Really weird considering Gen 5 already touched the concept of Pokemon fusion with Kyurem. It's also quite the coincidence that Colress, the man who played a role in Team Plasma's plan to fuse Kyurem with Reshiram and Zekrom, is also in Alola.
Coincidence? I think not!
So maybe his reason for being there is because the Tau Trio was actually in Alola as well. It could be that during the main story he plays a part in the whole Necrozma fusion thing, and then during the post-game he appears again to reveal the location of the Tau Trio so you can do the same thing. Since it looks like fusion is going to be part of the story again, it would be great to bring back the Pokemon that started it off in the first place. Number 2. Mew. The last time Mew was able to be caught in-game was in Pokemon Emerald. I was too young to understand the whole mystery gift event, so I never caught one. So if it weren't for the mythical Pokemon giveaway last year, I'd probably still be missing one. It's been years since Pokemon Emerald. It can still be a mystery gift event where you have to get a ticket to go to an island, but the point is, I want to catch Mew. And Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon could be the games to do it. Since the Alola region is based on the 8 Hawaiian islands, and Sun and Moon have only used 4, it would be cool if we had access to new islands to catch rare Pokemon. What if the island where you catch Mew in Emerald, Faraway Island, is actually an island that's close to Alola? That would be a nice little tie-in and could better explain Alola's location compared to the other regions. But more importantly, just give us Mew! I mean, it already has its own exclusive Z move. This could have been hinting at its future involvement in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. Number 1. The Aura Trio. Okay, these guys have to be in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. I don't care what anyone says. I mean, Zygarde was in the original Sun and Moon, so I think it's safe to say that he will be in these games too. But as for Xerneas and Yveltal, they better be there too. For starters, during the whole Sun and Moon hype season last year, Game Freak kept teasing that these games will reveal the mystery of Zygarde's forms and kept saying, what brings him to Alola? Well, this was never answered. He's there and they explain his new forms and everything, but it still doesn't explain what a Kalos region legendary, in charge of maintaining order between Xerneas and Yveltal, is doing in the Alola region. Many have speculated that he was there because of the Ultra Beast, but there isn't much proof of that. He's just there. Xerneas and Yveltal have to be there alongside Zygarde because they're a trio. It'd be like playing a Pokemon game where you only get Rayquaza with no explanation of Kyogre or Groudon. That'd be stupid! There's also the room in the Resolution Cave that looks exactly like the room in Terminus Cave, you know, where you first get Zygarde in X and Y. Why wasn't Zygarde in there too? It just seemed like there were still so many unanswered questions about Zygarde. Maybe it will finally play a bigger role in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. Probably not, but it's nice to dream. At least give us Xerneas and Yveltal, that way it doesn't seem so awkward to have Zygarde in Alola by himself. Thanks for watching everyone, I hope you enjoyed this video. As of the making of this, we still know nothing about Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, so I thought this would be a fun little video to contain our excitement until then. Watch them reveal something like 2 days after this is uploaded. But anyways, what do you think of my list? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let me know in the comments. Also, let me know what other legendaries you'd like to see in Ultra Sun and Moon that weren't on this list. Alright, it's time for me to head out now. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. Also, follow me on Twitter to find out what's up and what's new. Last but not least, make sure you live your life to the fullest, and I'll see you all next time.